Breastworks Cemetery. That is where we will be at today. And this cemetery is the one that we was trying to get to when we came across the last video I did about the Methodist Church Cemetery. Actually, you can get to it, but it is like someone's driveway. You have to park and then walk, and I didn't feel comfortable leaving my car at a stranger's house, so this is where we're going to do this one. But today it is in Claiborne County still, and it's in Tazewell, not New Tazewell, but Tazewell, Tennessee. Here's a wider shot with the cemetery sign in the back, and you can see here that the photo shows several of the graves. The picture actually shows the source of the cemetery's name. These are breastworks from the Civil War. We will look at some of the cemetery just a little bit later, but you can see the flag flying from the highway when you're going through Tazewell. It's way up on a hill. In the picture, you can make out what's left of the trenches the soldiers had dug during the war. Now, this map shows that the cemetery is located on the northern end of Tazewell, just off Highway 25E. Now, Tazewell was vital. It was a vital place during the Civil War in the protection of Cumberland Gap, which is just about 12 miles north from here. And the town was controlled by Confederates and also by Union forces. Went back and forth, back and forth. The Battle of Tazewell occurred around August 2nd of 1863. It involved significant troop movements, and on January the 24th of 1864, Union forces repulsed a Confederate attack at Powell's Bridge. Now, this is a recent picture of Powell River with the bridge in the background. We're not sure if this is the exact location of the 1864 attack, but it's possible. There are 47 people buried here, and the earliest that we could find was 1833. Come on, let's get started with this. We got Helen Neal Bias, 1931 and 1974. Beside her is her husband, Pet June Bias Jr., 1925 to 2005. And he's also called Judge. He fought in the Pacific with the U.S. Army during World War II. And we did find a good picture of him. And he also served as an alderman for Tazewell. We have his father, Pet Bias Sr., 1884 to 1977. He was born in Virginia. We found this undated picture of him, but you can tell he was at the railroad station. And then there is another one of Pet Bias Sr.'s son, Walter Ed Bias, 1935 to 1994. And this is a really good picture of him. Then there's Ida Richmond Bias, 1871 to 1921. And as you can see, a lot of her headstone is buried. Now, we have David Chadwell, 1733 to 1833. So, that made him 100 years old, which was very rare back in those days. But most of what we found said he was born in Virginia. But some sources that we found, looking him up, like on Find a Grave and other sources, that he may have been born in England. Not too sure about it. But he served as a captain from Henry County, Virginia during the American Revolution. Now, this portrait of him shows that what he may have looked like around the time of the Revolution. And in 1778, he left Henry County, Virginia, and met up with none other Daniel Boone and his party as they traveled towards the Cumberland Gap. When they reached Lee County, Virginia, and you know I've told you, Kentucky, Virginia, Tennessee, right there where they all connect, that's where we're from, and that's what we're talking about. But when he reached Lee County, Virginia, David built Chadwell Station, and it was a stockade to protect pioneers from Indian attacks, and served as a way station for the pioneers as they made their way toward the Gap. Now we have Ben Cloud, 1877 to 1965. And next to him is Ben Cloud Jr., 1922 to 2000. And this is Ben Cloud Sr.'s daughter, Onley Cloud Robson, 1914 to 1982. Next is Clara Cloud, 1918 to 1939. Edward Cloud, 1921 to 1948. Henry Cloud, 1874 to 1957. John Buster Cloud, they called him Bus, 1914 to 1959. Charlie H. Fugate, 1916 to 1966. And Charlie's brother was James W. Fugate, and he was born May of 1914 and passed away just under 7 months later. Next we have their mother, Maggie Fugate, 1888 to 1969. Their father, Newt Fugate, 1872 to 1928. And then they had another brother, William E. Fugate, 1909 to 1957. Now we have Patrick Fullington, and we have a birth date for him of May 15th and a death date of June 16th. And as you can see, his headstone is laying on the ground. In this close-up picture, you can see dates pretty clear, and it looks like his birthday or birth year was 1844, but we couldn't make out the death date. And if anybody knows that, you can just leave a comment below. We would appreciate that. Or whoever's looking for that family, that would be greatly appreciated. Moving on, we have Lucy Hodges, 1832 to 1902. Alice Hirsch, she was born in May of 1890 and died January of 1892, making her just under 2 years old. Now we have Elbert Hurst, 1855 to 1927. William Hurst, 1873 to 1921. And then this marker just says HSJ. We have no dates for this person, but we're thinking that it might just be a plot marker. We're not sure. And now is Sarah Brownlow Jackson, 1830 to 1901. And the inscription at the bottom of her headstone says, "It is good to pray." And now we have her husband, Wilson Jackson, 1828 to 1907. And you can see the top of his headstone is just laying on the ground. But he was born in North Carolina. We do know that much. Then we have Athena Johnson, 1911 to 1953. Lula Johnson, 1881 to 1955. Will Johnson. We do not have a birth year, but we know he died in 1941 and was born in Alabama. And according to his stone, he served as a private in the U.S. Army. Now we have Martha Ketron. She passed away in 1910, and according to the source on the inscription on her stone, she was 76-year-old when she died, so that means she passed away in 1834. Then there's Ben H. Kyle, 1916 to 1946. And according to his stone, he served as a private first class during World War II, but we don't know which branch that he was in. Next is Bobby Lee Kyle, 1933 to 2013. With his mother, Corny Kyle. We don't have a birth date for her, but she passed away in 1961. And then we have another one of Corny's sons, Jack Kyle, 1918 to 1962. and he served in the U.S. Army during World War II. Jerry Kyle, no dates for him. Sarah Kyle, couldn't find any for her. Thomas Neal Jr., 1936 to 2000. Ed Robinson, 1891 to 1940. Ed served as a private in the U.S. Army during World War I. O.J. Vermillion, 1830 to 1858. And this is a close-up of his headstone. And if you could make out of the dates more clearly, that would be greatly appreciated. And now we have Bud Ware, 1878 to 1952, and he was born in Georgia. Now, Bud served as a private in Company C of the 539th Engineers in the U.S. Army during World War I. Now, there's 7 people buried here that we don't have any pictures of their graves, and they are Charles Cloud. He was born March the 30th of 1954, passed away the very next day. Dolly Cloud, 1861 to 1960, and looky there, she was 99 years old. Ray Cloud, he was born and died in 1970. Ruby Dedrick, 1892 to 1972. John Evans, and this name is probably I hope it's a variation of Evans, but it's spelled like this, where we saw it, and it's 1896 to 1970. Avery May Goins, 1915 to 1973. And the very last person in this cemetery is Lenora Lastly, 1891 to 1969. And that will wrap up our look at the Breastworks Cemetery in Tazewell, Tennessee. Now, there is a lot of history right there, buried in that ground, and a lot of history on that hillside there. If you can look straight across the highway, I mean, if you're up on the hill and you look straight across, and there is a new Zaxby's location there, that's where Tazewell did their hangings back then in those days. So, besides all the Civil War stuff, that's another little thing that, you might want to be interested in knowing. And we sure thank you for watching. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We'd appreciate that so much. And then stay tuned for next time as we find another Appalachian cemetery. God bless you all. See you next time.